Welcome back to my channel, besties. Today, I thought it would be fun to do my reading wrap up for the month of January. I read 7 books. It's fairly a lot for me because I usually read typically 4 or 5, but I also read shorter books this month, so that could have helped. But I also was in my reading girl era. I was all about reading and staying off my phone, surprisingly so. So this month I started off reading The Sun is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon. This book is about Natasha and Daniel. Natasha is being deported back to Jamaica, and Daniel happens to meet her the day before she gets deported, and I don't want to say instantly falls in love, but kind of instantly falls in love with her. And we kind of just go through that journey of their entire day before she gets deported. I really enjoyed her writing style. It was like nothing I've read before. It showed how someone else's life can kind of connect to yours, and not knowingly so can, like, just how everybody's lives is pretty much interconnected without you even knowing. It was really a fun and fast read. I gave this a 3.5. Was a little bit insta-lovey, and I want to say towards the ending I was kind of like, okay. But it was a good read in all, and I would recommend it. I haven't seen the movie, but I'm really pumped to see it, and I want to see if her writing style kind of translates to the movie. Hopefully it does. Next, I listened to The Teacher by Frida McFadden. Now, this book, I feel like the only thing I can say is what the fuck. I feel like that's my rating for this book. What the fuck? Because what did I read? That is like all I can say about it. That's it. That's it. I gave this a 3 star. Was it entertaining all the way through and through? Absolutely. Did I want to keep reading it to see what the heck was going on? Absolutely. Did it scratch my thriller itch? No. The ending did have me flabbergasted. That was a good word. But it wasn't like I didn't feel enjoyment. That's not the word. Because I didn't, I don't want to say enjoyed it. Because I really didn't. I don't want to say that either. I did have fun reading it. I did want to continue it and see where it was going. It was entertaining. However, the end was just lacking something for me. Like, it didn't tie everything together. If anything, I have more questions. So, I mean, it's a quick read. I think I read this in like a day. Listened to this in about a day. And it was entertaining through and through. But the ending, it just, like I said, it didn't fulfill something in me. The next book I read in January was Night by I'm gonna so butcher this. Eli Wiesel. This was my book club's pick of the month, and it's a super short story. I guess it's not a story. It's a short memoir about Ellie. I want to say Ellie's time in concentration camps during World War II, what his family lived through during those times. Now, this was a very heavy read, everything that they went through, and the amount of detail he goes into with how Jewish people suffered and how all that came about and how his family suffered was very heavy. It was a very good read, very interesting. I don't want to rate this just because it is a memoir. His story is super interesting and it's super quick read in case anybody wants to read it. I think that's all I can say about this beautiful piece of literature. After that, I guess I can show you both since one kind of corresponds with the other. Next, I read The Torment Duet by Dylan Page. Talk about part 1 first. So I knew nothing going into these books, which is how I prefer to go into books. I saw Larry read this, and she was completely destroyed, completely crying and sobbing over these 2 books. I love to emotionally harm myself, and I love to read things that are gonna just leave me emotionally empty. Why would I do that? I don't know. I started with part 1, obviously. Now, Torment part 1, It's giving dark romance. It is dark romance. Pretty much we are following Mina, who her mom is introduced to this motorcycle club, and they kind of become a part of that through her now stepdad. And so this is Nina's journey through her life, starting when she was 7 all the way till she's 17, with her new life with her stepdad and her stepbrother. So this one was very ha-has and hee-hees. This was kicking my feet, cutesy, taboo, bit in love. Nothing of what I was expecting going into it. I did question a lot of it. Like while I was halfway through, some of the things just weren't sitting right with me, which doesn't happen to me a lot because I, for a book, will throw my morals out the window. I really will. Credence, one of my favorites. Argue to a wall, I don't want to hear it. But it was definitely not at all what I was expecting. So I gave this a 4.75 star. I ate this up. I loved every minute of it. I mean, there was some things that I questioned, which were like I said, morals through the wall, and still this made me question things. Okay, now let's talk about Torment Part 2. You see how the cover changed? You see how we have blood now? There's a reason. Yeah, so this, once again, we're following Mina, her stepbrother, Shay, and, continuing her life story. Now, this book had me all the way messed up. All of the way messed up, because how I was laughing and kicking my feet last book, there was none. There was no laughing here. None at all. There was like a couple cute moments. All this was pain. Nothing but pain. I feel like that's all I can say without spoiling this book. That's it. Now, did I cry at the end? Yes, I did cry a little bit, but I didn't cry as hard as I thought I would. I think that's mainly because I don't think that I don't want to say anything to spoil it. So I'm just going to keep it as it wasn't as sad towards the end as I thought it was going to be, as much as I've seen other people cry over it. But overall, I did enjoy this, and I did give this a 4.75 as well. Honestly, as this whole, it is a 5-star. I don't think that I will ever forget the story of Mina and what she went through. I think Dylan Page did a wonderful job writing it and giving you little red flags that could or could not possibly turn into something in the next book. But I absolutely devoured it and loved it. Moving on, most anticipated read of the year came out, Onyx Storm. I don't have my copy with me. I lent it to my friend, so we'll just put a little picture here. Let me tell you guys, the way that I ran, the way that I jumped into my car while Texas was having a snowstorm, the way that I risked my life to get Onyx Storm. Yeah. And then I proceeded to read it in 2 days. That means I ignored my family for 2 days straight and binged this entire book. Now, was that a bad decision on my part? Absolutely. Now, knowing that Miss Rebecca, Miss Yarrows, if you will not be releasing another part of this book or another part of the series until probably 2027. Excuse me. This was a 5-star. Like, I can't say anything else. I mean, were there things that I didn't necessarily entirely love? Yes, but I'm blinded. It's a 5-star. I couldn't give it anything less than that. Even if I tried, I couldn't. Like, my soul would not let me. It wouldn't. I loved every minute of it. I missed being in that world. I missed all of my found family there, all of my friends. Yes, they're personally my friends. And I just ate it up completely. And now I'm sad. Now I'm sad that there is no next book. Why did I do this to myself, you ask? I have no clue. But that book was amazing. And Riddick, which I hope I'm pronouncing that right, he was my man through and through in this book. You can't say anything. And I appreciate you, Miss Yarrows, for making us love Xaden and Violet again. I was a little iffy in Iron Flame, but this book, it made me realize why I love them. It does. And I ate it up. And once again, talk to the wall. If you have issues with it, we're gonna overlook them, okay? We just had a fantastic time in this world, and that's all I'm gonna say. Because if I keep talking, I'll never shut up, pretty much. Okay, and finally we ended the month with The Final Rose by Amy Oliveira. This is the first time that I've read anything by this author. This was also a book that I got for my Probably Smut box that I get every month. And I'm really making it a goal this year to read the books that I get in my subscription boxes, because I tend to just display them and then I don't ever get to them. I ended the month with a bang, because this, if you haven't ever read it, go pick it up. It is such a quick and fast and easy read, and you will be swooning and laughing. I haven't really had the chance to read like just a romance. I ate this up. This was so good. So good. This is The Bachelor meets... This is literally just The Bachelor. This is The Bachelor meets Forbidden Love, meets Forbidden Workplace Love, meets Grumpy Sunshine, meets British Golden Retriever of a man, meets Grumpy Latina. I loved it. I ate up every single minute of this. I didn't expect to love this as much as I did. I did give this a 4. I loved it. It was so cute. Love how the author put in some of Callie's Latina culture in it. I really ate that up, and I really loved seeing that and seeing her family, and I loved just every minute of it. I did. Yes, that was my, I keep trying to say February. That was my January wrap up. Hopefully in the month of February I get to read more books than just 7. Let me know what you guys read this month. I would love to hear what you guys read and what you rated them. Bye!